Welcome to Jane Jackson Careers, a podcast that takes your career to the next level. Here's your host, Jane Jackson, author of Amazon Careers bestseller, Navigating Career Crossroads.
Well, hello. Thanks for joining me. This podcast is all about careers, and today we're talking about how to be a real contender in the job market. Now, losing your job can come as a really bitter blow, but if you play it right, it can also be a blessing in disguise. Let's have a look at how to turn trauma into triumph. We all know that change can be pretty scary, and if you're in between jobs and facing a redundancy, it can leave you feeling confused, anxious, fearful, and stressed. This emotional roller coaster can really erode your self-confidence and create confusion about what to do next. If your job search is taking longer than you anticipated, it's time to regroup, rethink, and reassess your strategy. In my experience, there are 7 common mistakes that job seekers make, but they can be avoided through careful assessment, research, and planning. The secret is to turn those mistakes into a 7-step path to success. So here we go with our 7 steps. Number 1. Be positive. If you're still hurting from being in a difficult situation, it really is a big mistake to market yourself when you're feeling emotional and your confidence levels are really low. After all, if you don't believe in yourself, who will? The solution. It's best to market yourself after you have accepted your new situation, acknowledge that there are some things you cannot change, and identify the things that you can. Rebuild your self-confidence and get into the right frame of mind for the job search. Honestly, the key is to remember that you are still the same competent professional that you've always been, and you have a mountain of value to offer the right employer in the right environment. Number 2, know what's important to you. If you haven't assessed what drives you in your career or what your specific skills, knowledge, and key motivators are, you may be applying for roles that are not suited to you. The solution. Work out what makes you tick and the reasons why a role appeals to you. Employers will want to know how close a fit you are to their needs, their corporate culture, and also their team environment. Take time to prepare well so that you can eloquently communicate your value, your key drivers, and also be authentic in your responses. On to number 3. Have a focused communication strategy. It's really tempting to save time by sending out the same old generic resume and cover letter for every job application. But if you find you're not getting a positive response, this could be the very reason. The solution? Your resume and cover letter often are the first point of contact with the screener, so take time to tailor them effectively for each and every role. Mentally prepare a strong positioning statement, so if anyone asks, "So, why are you looking for a job?" you have a good answer ready. On to number 4. Look the part in person and online. Amidst all of the scouring of job ads and sending off applications, it's really easy to overlook the image that you are projecting. Potential employers may be able to view your LinkedIn profile and other social media sites as well, and they will form an opinion of you before that very first handshake. So what's the solution? Do your research to find out what will be appropriate attire for the interview and on the job. First impressions are very important, so think about what others will see when you walk into a room. On social media, be smart and be discreet. Position yourself honestly and professionally. Number 5, use all of the job search methods effectively. There's a natural temptation to focus mainly on advertised roles, but this really is only one part of the story and may not always be the one that will get you the required result. So what's the solution? Brush up on your networking skills, touch base with those who might be able to help you or point you forward, and expand your network to uncover the hidden jobs. Recruitment consultants are also another option, but you need to know what they're looking for and to make it clear to them that what you have to offer. Just by being on LinkedIn is not enough. You have to be proactive and leverage it effectively too. Number 6, convey your value in interviews. Because job hunting is so arduous, it really is easy to think that securing a job interview is the hard part over and done with, and that the interview itself will be easy or easier. Yet this is where many people fall short. What's the solution? The key to successful interviews is to prepare and prepare and prepare. Sharpen your axe first. Employers are looking for someone to provide the functional and soft skills required for the role, and someone who's willing to work the way that fits in with the culture of their team. To convey your suitability, you need to research, practice your interview techniques beforehand. In the interview, listen carefully to the questions, listen before responding, and answer with examples of your successes without sounding overconfident. After the interview, follow up with a thank you email. It's polite, it's nice, and it's business etiquette. And finally, number 7, know your true worth. A big overlooked part of the job hunting process is knowing what the market rate is for the role. When it comes to salary negotiations, it's hard to secure a good outcome for either party if you have no idea of the parameters. What's the solution? Do your research to be sure that you know what you're worth in the current market. At the same time, if you want to clinch landing the job, you have got to deliver a good outcome for the new employer as well as yourself. The deal must feel like a win-win situation. So there are 7 steps for you to consider, and that's it for today. If you enjoyed this podcast, subscribe and get regular updates. Until next time, remember, believe in yourself and create magic.
You've been listening to Jane Jackson Careers. Sign up to receive regular career advice at janejacksoncoach.com.